Look, there's no doubt about it, AI is the biggest shift in business we've seen in decades. But let's be real, turning all that hype into an actual profitable business, that's the hard part. So we're going to cut right through the noise. In this explainer, we'll break down 5 proven AI business models you can literally start right now.
And I totally get it. You're probably a little skeptical. I mean, most of the advice you hear out there is just hype, right? Or it's outdated, or it's some grand idea that only works if you have a massive team and deep pockets. The AI space is just so noisy. Our goal here is simple, to give you a clear, practical blueprint based on what's actually working today.
So here's the game plan. We're going to dive into 5 completely different AI business models. For each one, we'll score it on 4 key things: startup cost, the skill you need, how fast you can make money, and of course, the overall profit potential. Then we'll wrap it all up with a simple framework to help you figure out which path is the perfect one for you.
First up, AI-powered e-commerce. Now, we're starting here for a very specific reason. I want you to think of this as the benchmark, the gold standard that we're going to measure everything else against. It's what we call an anti-fragile model in a world where a lot of AI ideas are, well, pretty fragile.
Okay, so you've got to understand this core conflict. The problem with so many AI businesses is that they're selling a service that AI itself is making cheaper and easier every single day. Think copywriting. That's a fragile model. It's a losing battle. The opposite, the anti-fragile approach, is to use AI to sell physical products. Why? Because you're building a real brand, a sellable asset that actually holds its value.
And here's the thing, AI has totally flipped the script for e-commerce. It's shattered all the old barriers. Product research that used to take weeks, you can now do that in a single afternoon. Building a beautiful, high-converting store, forget developers, you can do it in under an hour. And getting professional video ads, you can spin those up instantly without ever touching a camera. It is literally like having a 100-person agency at your fingertips.
All right, let's break down the scorecard. Startup cost gets a 4 out of 10. Yeah, it does take some cash, maybe $500 to $1,000 to get going, but honestly, that's a good thing. It keeps a lot of the competition out. Speed to money is high, a solid 8. You can get a store up and running in a single weekend. And the profit potential? A perfect 10. It's truly uncapped. You can build a real, sellable, multi-million-dollar brand with this.
Okay, model number 2. This is all about building a simple AI product. Now, this one's for you if you love the idea of creating high-leverage cash flow by solving one tiny, specific problem and solving it really, really well, all without the overhead of building a whole e-commerce brand.
The game plan here is actually super simple. It's just 3 steps. First, you find a small but super annoying pain point, like creating repetitive reports or cleaning up messy data. Second, you use no-code tools, we're talking things like Bubble or Softer, to package a solution around an AI model. And third, you market the outcome. This is so important. You're not selling the tech, you're selling the time people get back or the headache they no longer have.
So how does this one stack up on the scorecard? Well, the startup cost is fantastic, an 8 out of 10. You can get going for just a couple $100. The speed to money, though, is a bit slower. We'll give it a 5, because it's going to take you a week or more to actually build and test your product. But the profit potential is a really strong 8. If you nail that product market fit, it can scale incredibly fast, even if it does have a ceiling compared to a big brand.
Okay, our third idea might just be one of the most practical ways to start making money with AI, like right now. We're talking about selling AI automation services. Instead of building anything from scratch, you're basically helping existing businesses get way more efficient using the amazing tools that are already out there. And the secret sauce for this model, it's what we call the demo-first approach. Forget cold pitching ideas. Instead, you build a tiny, working demo of an automation that solves one of their actual problems. When you can literally show them the value, look, this is what I built for you, the sale becomes, I'm not kidding, 10 times easier.
And you can see why this is so powerful when you look at the scores. This model gets an 8 out of 10 on both startup cost and speed to money. You can literally start for free with tools like Zapier and potentially land your first paying client within a week. The profit potential is a very solid 7. It's a fantastic way to generate a great income. It's just a little harder to scale into a massive, massive company.
Okay, but that brings up a really good question, right? Implementing solutions is great, but what happens when a business is just so overwhelmed they don't even know where to start? What if they can't even see the automation opportunities that are staring them right in the face? And that, my friends, is where our fourth model comes in, becoming an AI consultant. I want you to think of yourself as a doctor for a business. See, your job isn't to build the solution, not yet anyway. Your first job job is to diagnose the problems and then write the prescription.
And here's the best part. You do not need to be a coding wizard for this. Your most valuable skill, by far, is being a translator. You take all this complex, messy technology and you explain it in plain English in a way that a business owner can actually understand and act on. This is all about business sense and communication.
So let's check the scorecard. And wow, look at that startup cost. And 9 out of 10. You can basically start with $0, just your own knowledge. Speed to money is a respectable 7. You could definitely land a small paid audit project pretty quickly. The profit potential gets a 6, mainly because the real scale is a bit limited, unless you're also the one who does the implementation work too.
All right, last but not least, model number 5, launching an AI creative agency. And hold on, before you think, oh, more soulless, generic AI content, that is not what this is about. The real massive opportunity here is using AI to multiply human creativity, to make marketing faster, cheaper, and way more effective.
The kind of value you can offer here is just insane. Think about it. You can take one long podcast and poof, turn it into hundreds of social media clips. Or you can help a client test dozens of different ad variations overnight. The real money is in stitching together these tools to build automated workflows that directly drive revenue for your clients.
Okay, let's wrap this one up with its scorecard. Startup cost is a 6. You're going to need to invest a few $100 a month in subscriptions for some high-quality tools. But then you get solid 7s for both speed to money and profit potential. You can get paid fast by just showing off some impressive before and afters, and because this niche is just blowing up right now, there's a ton of potential to scale.
Phew! Okay, that was a lot. We've just walked through 5 completely different, really powerful AI business models. So now, let's pull it all together. Let's do a final side-by-side comparison to help you figure out which one of these paths might be the right one for you. So here it is, the big picture. All 5 models side by side. And you can see the trade-offs so clearly. If you are chasing that absolute highest profit potential, that perfect 10, then e-commerce is just unmatched. But it's also got the highest startup cost. On the flip side, if you want to start for basically nothing, consulting is your absolute best bet. And if getting cash in the door fast is your #1 priority, you should be looking hard at e-commerce or automation services. This is the data you can use to match a model to your goals.
Look, we've cut through all the noise, all the hype, and we've laid out 5 proven, practical blueprints. Every single one offers a different path forward with its own unique advantage.